Sooner, live at Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. Welcome to the OU Huddle on the Sooner Sports Network from Learfield. Presented by Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. Also brought to you by Riverwind Casino. Good times, great rewards. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. And by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, bringing you the best in real Texas barbecue. Now, here's the voice of the Sooners, Toby Rowland.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. We got a great crowd with us here tonight on a Monday. We're ready to talk Sooner sports. We got 2 hours in front of us. You know how it works. Next hour, OU basketball marches here, so we got a lot of madness to talk about. Final week of the regular season ahead for Porter Moser and his guys. Coach will be here. And Jenny Baranczyk's ladies close the season on a 7-game winning streak. They are headed to Greenville, South Carolina for the women's SEC tournament. We'll talk to Coach Baranczyk and a couple of her stars coming up in a bit. First hour, though, we call it the Huddle, and in this first half hour, we're going to talk a little track and field. This will be fun. Please help me welcome the head coach of the OU track and field programs, James Thomas. How you doing, Coach?
Awesome. Appreciate you having me.
Great to see you again, sir. And the best pole vaulter in OU history, Olivia Luking, is here with us tonight as well.
Thank you.
How are you, Olivia?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. This is perfect timing for us to have you, Coach, because you are coming off, your team is coming off a big-time performance in the SEC indoor meet.
Yeah, man, it was amazing. You as a coach, you sit back, and this is the time we spectate more than we do coach a lot of times because they've put in their preparation, they put in the hard work. But I always say you never know your team until they get in the fire and they really have to go battle. And I can tell you this group battled like no other. They went out there and really turned some heads, surprised some people, and kept at the top of the standings the entire championship.
Women finished in second, men finished in third. First SEC championships, the indoor here. Best combined finish for an OU track and field program in 15 years at a conference meet. Did you see it coming? Did you expect this?
We knew our team was built a little different, and we knew we could attack in certain ways in this conference. But, you know, I don't talk a lot about finishes. You sit back and keep that in your back pocket, and you kind of sell small and aim really, really big. But I really felt they had a chance to battle in this thing, and I thought our team was built for a program, a kind of an SEC, NCAA meet that we have. So I was really, really proud of the way they went out there and executed because, once again, it's a sheet of paper. You have these rankings, you have these performances, but nothing matters until you line up against the best in the world. And they lined up against the best in the world and performed extraordinarily well.
And a lot of the points came from this young lady as well. Olivia Luking wins the pole vault, the SEC Indoor Championship. That's no surprise. She's the best. Tell me about your performance and the team's performance down there.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to go out and compete in the SEC against different competitors than usual. We've been used to the Big 12. So, yeah, it was fun to go out there and just battle it out and take every jump like it could be my last. You never know if it'll come down to attempts or what it'll be. But yeah, so it was a lot of fun, and it was just fun to see my teammates out there just battling the same way and just giving it their all. And yeah, it was fun.
A lot of enthusiasm, I would imagine, in the team afterwards.
Yeah, definitely. We were all pretty hyped up, had a great team meeting. Yeah, it was good.
Good momentum. I'm fascinated in your event. How does someone get started in pole vaulting? Where did it start for you?
Well, I was a gymnast for 10 years before, and I had a lot of injuries and things like that. So I kind of went to running to stay in shape, and then started track, and then everybody was like, okay, well, I mean, you were a gymnast, you're doing track, you got to try pole vault.
Okay, that makes sense.
So yeah, that's kind of where it all started, but yeah.
And you got really good at it really fast, obviously. No, not really fast.
It was a little rough at the beginning because pole vault's a little bit odd, running with the pole, but once you get used to it and you kind of get over that, okay, I kind of have a feel for it, then it starts to,
When did it all click for you? When did you go, you know what, I might be pretty good at this?
I would say my sophomore year, I made it to state, and I was like, okay, like, it's time to take it seriously. And then, after my junior year and then senior year, I jumped 14 feet, which in high school, you're like, okay, like, that's pretty good. So, yeah.
All-American right here, ladies and gentlemen. Record holder, OU record holder for indoor and outdoor pole vault. She's special, isn't she?
Yeah, she's incredible. And you know, the one thing when you start looking at a staff, and I start looking at the way her and Coach Langley have worked together over the years and the way they progressed, you just see something that's a chemistry, something that's going to work, something that's sustainable. And they've just continued to build and build and build and grow. And she's grown into such a leader for this program, not just by the vocal part, but you can't get her off a track. You can't get her from preparing and working and perfecting her craft. And that's when you know you have that little, that glimmer there where you just get out her way. She's going to go out there and compete and perform and ultimately win championships, what she's done championship after championship after championship.
I want to know your process, Olivia, from, you know, getting ready for a vault right through the run down the runway and everything. Take me as detailed as you can as to what's going through your brain.
Okay, I kind of start at the chalk box. I'm chalking up, and I just I center myself. I close my eyes. I think about, okay, like what can I feel? Like what am I hearing? And then once I know that it's my turn on the runway, they kind of look at you. I find my place on the runway. I get the right spot on the pole to grab, and then I get my mark. I look at my shoes. It says "It is written." It kind of centers me.
Nice.
And then audience of one on there. So I'm like, all right, like I'm just out here. I'm just doing this for God. And then I kind of pick up my pole, and then once I kind of get started, it just kind of happens. Like you've done the preparation, you've done all the reps, so overthinking it as you're running down the runway is not going to work. You just kind of have to let your body go. But yeah, just be aggressive and go for it.
You got me all the way to like the fascinating point here. So how many steps down the runway, by the way?
8 left, 16 steps total. Yeah.
16 total steps. And then when you plant, what's going through your mind then?
Be tall, be strong.
Okay.
Don't let up, because then you won't make it into the box or into the pit. So yeah, just a tall, strong takeoff, and then just swing and move your arms quick and as hard as possible.
And when you get to the top, what's the feeling to avoid the pole? What are you thinking to avoid the?
You kind of know where the bar is, but you don't know exactly. It's kind of hard to explain, but you have a feeling of where it is, and then once you kind of can tell that you haven't touched it because you don't feel it,
right,
you just try and get back and away from it as far as possible. So.
Yeah, that's smart. Yeah, that's smart. Get out of the way.
It works.
Does it ever cross your mind, I'm 15 feet in the air right now? God, I hope somebody put a mat underneath me down there.
That's the fun part. It happens so fast. You're just so excited when you get over it that all of a sudden you're on the mat and you're just like, yeah.
Did you ever pole vault?
I was a decathlete, so yeah, I had to vault as well.
Really?
Yep, I was a pole vaulter.
What was your record?
Well, I went. She has me beat by about almost 6 inches right now. It's about 14.6, and I did it for about a year and a half in college. And it was unique for a guy who played basketball in college and moved into the decathlon later to run full speed and hang on to something that's really not meant to hold me.
Right. Is it frightening?
It's absolutely frightening, and I'm glad I only did it a year and a half, and I retired healthy without ever getting hurt.
You don't ever get out there and challenge her
not
and say, "Hey,
chance.
Olivia, a little one-on-one. Let's see what we can do."
Not a chance. That's why we coach.
Do you own the poles, or does the school own the poles?
The school owns the poles.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I didn't know if that's like you can go to Academy or Dick's and buy pole vault poles or anything like that.
You don't even want to know how much each one of those costs. When she's so good, we have to get her new ones all the time.
Really? How much do they cost?
They're probably in that range from $700 to $1,000 a piece.
Wow. Okay. Hey, don't break the poles, Olivia. That's a lot of money.
Okay, I'll work on it.
That's fantastic. Tell me about the team. We're running out of time here, but you feel good about Olivia, about the team going into now the rest of indoor season and then the outdoor?
Yeah, I think we have a lot of really great competitors, really great fighters, really great people. And so, I know that everybody out there will go out there and give it their all. And, they've trust their training. They've all put in the work. So now it's just time to have some fun and do what they know what they can do.
Are we supporting Kyler Murray today? Is that the football jersey?
I just was told to wear Sooners. Number one, Sooners.
This is for you, Kyler. That's for you, Kyler. Thanks for being here tonight.
Thank you for having me. It's
an honor to have you, and just keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you,
She's
sir.
the best. Olivia Luking. We'll take a break. Kyron Washington joins us. We're going to talk more track and field when we come back here at Rudy's.
The Huddle is brought to you by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, bringing you the best in real Texas barbecue. Walden Cleaners and Laundry, where the difference is quality. Riverwind Casino, good times, great rewards. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. The Trails Golf Club of Norman,
where you'll experience everything you love about golf and more.
Welcome back to the Huddle. Our opening segment was brought to you by Community Coffee, family-owned Community Coffee, the official brewed coffee of OU Athletics. Taste the difference family makes. And this segment brought to you by the Riverwind Casino. Good times, great rewards. We have replaced Olivia with Kyron Washington, All-American high jumper for the Sooners. Welcome, Kyron, everybody. How you doing, young
man?
Good,
how are you?
Good. Good to have you.
Thank you.
Out of High Springs, Florida, which you just told me is a little north of Gainesville up there somewhere. How'd you find your way to Oklahoma?
Coach Langley, he contacted me my senior year of high school after I jumped 7-1. I was #1 in the nation at the time, and he contacted me. He was one of the first schools, and ever since then, we planned the visit, and I knew I was coming here before I even took the visit. And then I like it here, so.
Yeah, we like having you here, too. He's extremely talented, isn't he, Coach?
No, he's phenomenal. It's hard to get true freshmen to step in an event that's about a human being keeping a bar standing up well over 7 feet a lot of times and doing it under pressure, because every time it falls, it's one opportunity away from ending a competition. And he stepped up as a freshman, was All-American, and put himself in position to be one of the best in this event.
How did you get started? I'm going to ask you kind of what we talked to Olivia about. How'd you get started in high jumping?
The track coach at my high school, he wanted me to do it. He I don't want to say begged, but he begged me all of high school, and I did it my freshman year, but COVID ended that season short, so I only had 2 meets, and I didn't do it my sophomore year. My junior year, I started it, and I won state, so I did it again my senior year, won state again, and now I'm here. So
there's no holding you back at that point. I love it. A little bit of attitude when you clear the bar too.
Yes, sir.
Did you play basketball?
Oh, I did.
Okay.
I did. I like basketball.
Came in handy in basketball.
Yes, sir.
And you just took it out to the track as well. So you did this too, decathlon. You were a high jumper too.
Yeah, I did the high jump too, and he has my PR beating that. I was just under 7 foot. I was 6'11" and some change, but I'm so glad everybody's better than me. It gives us a chance to win.
What makes Coach Thomas so good?
You can tell he cares.
Yeah.
And he's not afraid to let you know if you're not
he'll get after you a little bit.
Yeah, he'll if you're slacking somewhere, he'll let you know. And I like that. He's very honest. He's if you're messing up or you're just not there, he'll let you know. He let me have it at regionals last year when I did something that I shouldn't have did. But it helps. He helped me go to nationals, so. He's a good coach.
Every once in a while, somebody's got to light a fire, and so he's a fire lighter.
Yes, sir, of course.
Is what you're saying. Next up, Coach, for your team, I guess it's next week. You're going out to Virginia Beach, Virginia, the national championships, right, for several of your young men and women.
Yeah, that's our real litmus test. That's where we really want to go. Obviously, we don't ever want to gloss over SEC championship. Any championship, we want to bring our best. But you start to get your true value as a program by how you compete at the national meet. And that's the one thing that I loved about even coming here to Oklahoma, is that it has such a championship pedigree. These coaches have led the way and shown how to win in the highest pressure situations. And I want our team to embody that same type of thing that you've seen from these other sports here, and get to a point where if we're at a meet, we're going to be a factor, and we're going to put athletes in position to hopefully go out there and compete against the best and ultimately be the best.
Yeah, you're sitting in that room with Patty Gasso and Mark Williams and KJ Kindler, and you're like, oh, we're not messing around here at the University of Oklahoma. They're about going after the big trophy around here.
Oh, yeah. I'm not walking down that hallway patting my back over some second and third finish at SECs when they have trophy after trophy after trophy. But that's the standard that I love, and I want our athletes to embody, and I want to be able to step out the way and let them go take the reins of this program and to show that they're equally as competitive and have the ability to do the same things that so many people have led the way for it in a championship culture here at Oklahoma.
This is for both of you, and I'll start with you, Coach. The SEC, first year in the SEC, you've just been through, kind of the first phase of it here, so you're not dove fully into it yet, although you got a good feel for it here. What's the difference being in the SEC is going to make for your sport?
I mean, our sport's unique because we go all our regular season. It's not like basketball and football schedule where you have some kind of SEC slate. We don't see SEC full-out competition until SEC championships, but We go to Arkansas. We go to A&M. We go to all these places where it could be 5, 6, 7, 8 SEC schools every weekend. And so the biggest thing in the transition for us is to make sure we don't let the hype, the paper, even if we're at the top of that paper or the bottom of that paper. And that's the first message I gave to the team, is you can't let that dictate how you feel about yourself, your progression, where you're going, and how you're going to perform. At the end of the day, you have to get to that meet and perform. And we've seen even through the Big 12, and I was in the Big 12 for 10 years, SEC 10 years, and at the end of the day, we all have to compete against each other at the championship. So at the end, if we focus on that, we take care of the rest. But once you start having that competitive nature, it doesn't really matter where you go, who you face, what you do. Hopefully the best version of you can come out.
You're from Gator Country, as we mentioned, not far from Gainesville, Florida. Kind of fun to be back in the conference with where you grew up down there?
A little bit. I guess I get to beat up on them a little bit.
Yeah.
So, but it's like Coach said, it's like we compete against SEC schools, or we have the opportunity to all season. So it's like pretty much no difference compared to like being in the Big 12. So, and last year the Big 12 was harder for my event anyway.
Yeah.
And so it was like, I was kind of like, dang, I wish I was in the SEC. But now this year, the SEC was harder. Maybe because we were in the SEC now.
So you brought it with you
to
the new conference.
So
feel like you gained a little respect last weekend around the league?
I don't think we're looking for the respect, but we definitely, you know, when you have 2 new teams enter the conference, everybody's expecting this little horned animal to be at the top of everything, and they were surprised to see them well below, and they see us at the top pretty much all 3 days. So, you know, it wasn't – I never wanted our team to go in there with this expectation like let's earn this respect, but – they took it upon themselves, and you can't change the dynamics of people who got a little chip on their shoulder, want to go prove the conference in the country that we're here. And they did an incredible job of that, and our leaders, and he's only a sophomore but Liv's a senior, and things like they've stepped up and really took the reins and let us have an opportunity to put this thing on the map and grow this program.
I was fascinated, Kyron, by Olivia telling us about her process. Could you do the same for what goes through your brain leading up to a high jump attempt?
Oh, that's a good question. I walk up to my mark, and depending on how high it is, I'm either going to start a clap or just run. But
clap. A clap.
Yeah,
like you need extra motivation.
Yes, sir.
If the bar's higher, we're going to clap.
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'll scream like Boomer, and then my teammates obviously they'll scream Sooner back. Then I'll start clapping, and I just run. I don't even know. Like, I don't know what I look at. I just run. I practice it so much. Like Liv said, it's like I don't even know.
Yeah. Do you know how many steps it is?
It's 10. 10 steps.
Okay. 10 steps. Plant leg is the
right leg.
Plant leg is the right leg.
Yes, sir.
And then what are you thinking in the air? No thinking. You're not
thinking.
There's no thinking.
I just I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't hit it, or dang, I hit it. So, but as soon as I'm over a bar, I'm looking at Coach Thomas. I'm like, or it's like, but usually like at conference, most of my jumps were good. I like barely talked to Thomas. He just said, keep doing that. Keep
doing what you're doing.
So, this all makes sense now. Why I keep telling them stuff, and it doesn't seem like it happens.
Yeah, now you understand. Yeah. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule brought to you by the Trails Golf Club, where you'll experience everything you love about golf and more. There you see the Indoor Championships coming up. That's right around the corner. That's in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Then headed down to Fort Worth for TCU, the Texas Relays. And there, April 4th, want to focus on that one, Coach, the John Jacob Invitational. Always a big deal here in Norman.
Yeah, no, it's a huge deal. We get a chance to showcase our team and showcase some of the best talent at the high school level, because it's a high school meet the second day as well. But, you know, we've tried to find a way to make Norman a home field advantage. And we did a great job of that indoors, because indoors, the only way you go to national championship is to be the top 16 in your event. And a lot of those marks and performances came right here in Norman. And we feel like we can turn this place that to some may have seemed like a detriment. We've made it our strength by just putting a little honor, a little more will into understanding that this is the best place to be. And if we put our best people on the track, the best people in the field, we're going to go get our best performances right here in front of our fans.
You got a heck of a jump team, obviously, with the pole vault and the high jumpers here. So that's fantastic. Is this a strength, you think?
Yeah, no, we want to tack it a little bit differently. I mean, we have 3 jumps coaches on the staff, the only staff probably in the country that's kind of built that way, and we did it purposely. We wanted to go and there's only 8 lanes in the track. There's 9 spots in the final and field events, and we want to go out there and try and find our way to be competitive without trying to flex our egos and saying, I'm going to be the best 100, I'm going to be the best 200, I'm going to be the best this. We're going to just go be our strength and go compete and make people have to step to our standards, hopefully.
I love it. James Thomas, OU track and field coach, Kyron Washington, high jumper extraordinaire. Thanks for being with us tonight, fellas. Good luck at Virginia Beach. Appreciate it. We'll take a break. We're talking women's tennis next with Audra Cohen. Stay with us here on The Huddle.
Log on to Soonersports.com/kids for information about joining the Sooner Kids Club presented by OG&E. And brought to you in part by Orthodontics exclusively, Mathis Home, and Devon Energy. The best place to gear up for game day is shop.Soonersports.com.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Let's talk about one of my favorite sports now. We're talking tennis, and we are joined by the head coach of the OU women's tennis program, Audra Cohen, everybody. Hi, Coach.
Hey.
Good to have you back. And this is the pride of Tulsa right here. She's been a 4-year starter for the Sooners. Emma Staker is with us tonight as well. Thanks for being here, Emma.
Yeah, thank you.
Great season so far, Coach. 8-3 record. Coming back from a disappointing match against Texas A&M. We'll talk about that in a second. But what an exciting way for the year to start with the run all the way to the semifinals in the ITA indoors for you.
Right, really exciting. We had to really battle to get into indoors. We beat Cal at Cal in order to qualify for indoors, and then had a couple of great wins at indoors to get to the semis. And we beat Michigan, we beat UCLA. So really a great start to the season, and now that gives us a lot of momentum heading into the SEC. We started with a pretty tough schedule in the SEC. We play the top 5 teams in the SEC on the road this year.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Greg Sankey. We appreciate it. Yeah.
We've played at Texas 3 years in a row. We played them the last 2 years of the Big 12 at Texas, and then again this weekend. So we're really excited about this weekend being at home.
Do you feel like that maybe you caught some people by surprise, or you surprised some people with your performance in the indoors?
Yeah, I think absolutely. I think we surprised people because we had to qualify beating a team on the road, number one, and then we did qualify. Then we got there and we win a couple of really tough matches. And I think the respect for how we compete as a program has risen throughout the country. So, it's a good surprise, I think, also for us.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of young Sooners on our team that surprise us with their competitiveness and their level, and they continue to get better.
And you're not sneaking up on anybody now after that performance, for sure. Emma, what do you feel like this did for the team early on to have a run like this all the way to the semis?
I think that it was super great motivation for everyone, just proving what we can do, and the statement that we made, not only in the SEC with it being our first year, but around the nation, that we're a team that wants to contend for a national championship this year, and we brought that early in the season, which is a great start.
4-year starter, as I mentioned, is in junior tennis. She was the Oklahoma Player of the Year up there in Tulsa. What does it mean to you, and certainly what did it mean to you when you first came to OU, to grow up in the state, to play in the state, and then to get to wear the interlocking OU?
Yeah, I mean, this was always my dream to come here, and so it was an easy decision to come just down the road to Norman, and it was something that I had worked towards my entire junior career. So being able to play in the Crimson and Cream has just been super special the last 4 years, and I'm really honored.
Tell us about your family.
My family, I was born in Tulsa, and I moved to Houston whenever I was about 2. So I actually grew up in Texas until I was about 16. So I was always kind of like the outcast because I was a big Sooner fan in Texas, and I loved like the Red River rivalry and all that. And so just growing up in Houston, I knew I always wanted to come back to Oklahoma, and my parents eventually moved back to Tulsa, so it's been super nice having them and my entire family, all my relatives, just down the street in Tulsa.
When they said we're leaving Houston and moving back to Oklahoma, did you say, thank God, right? North of the Red River again?
Yeah.
You don't have to answer that question. Tell us about Emma, what she means to your team and to your lineup.
Yeah, so first I want to say Emma's picture on my phone whenever she calls me is her in a pink OU shirt as a 6-year-old with her dad. So when she says she's born a crimson and cream girl, she really is. So, but to our team, she's a captain this year and has probably been one of the most winningest players we've had at OU, at least in my tenure, and really has done a phenomenal job of fighting for every single point every single time she hits the court. And no matter what number she's playing, she's always going to do whatever she can to win that last point for her team, and to bring that competitive fire the whole time. So it's been a special to be able to coach her. I think she's been through a lot since being a Sooner. You see a lot of success on one side, but there's a lot of struggles and battles that she's grown through, and I'm really proud of that.
I might be wrong about this, but you could have people from all over the world, and you do, and we'll talk about that here in a second, who come to the University of Oklahoma, play their hearts out for OU on any team I'm talking about. But it feels like it's always important to at least have one kind of homegrown product who understands the place, you know what I mean?
Right.
They grew up around here and can
Right.
kind of help relay that to everybody else. Am I making sense, or is that hogwash?
Oh, it's absolutely true.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's incredibly important because it means so much more to Emma than it does to somebody from Thailand who's just doesn't know what OU's really all about. So having that spirit here it's a huge weapon within our team, and she's really been able to teach that and share the traditions that she's grown up around with her teammates from all over the world.
Emma, you've been playing in Austin, College Station, the Nationals were in Illinois, all over the place, California, but you got Missouri at your place coming up on Friday, your first SEC home match. How excited are you for that?
Yeah, I'm so excited. It's always great playing at home with our fans in front of our crowd, and just at our place, it's comfortable, but it being the first SEC match at home, it's super exciting. It's something that we've been talking about for a long time, and so we're really excited to go out there and play with everyone.
You got the win over Arkansas on the road in your first SEC match, but then you had to go down to Texas. Like I said, got to be a relief or exciting to get to play in front of the home fans.
Yeah, and even before this SEC schedule started, we've been on the road quite a bit, from playing at Cal, playing at National Indoors, which was held at Illinois. So we have been just road warriors. So for this program to be able to compete at home in front of you all is a pleasure, and I think we're going to enjoy it even more just because of the previous schedule we've had so far.
Appreciate it for sure. We've been doing some work over there, right?
Yes,
at the Headington Family Tennis Center. I guess it's all ready to roll?
It's ready to roll. It's depending on the weather tonight is whether we'll be able to play on those East 6 outdoor courts on Friday or not. So
Okay.
We're hoping for very good weather. If not, no matter what, we'll be able to play outside at our place on the West 6 outdoor courts. So no changes in the fans' plans in terms of coming to the Headington Tennis Pavilion to watch us play on Friday.
Can you tell us what all they've been doing over there? That's been a multi-million-dollar renovation, I know.
So we have all new locker room suites for both men's and women's tennis, and above that locker room suite is actually a deck that overlooks the courts, and then there's added seating on the back side that's not with your eyes into the sun as much as it used to be. So it's a much better experience for our fans, and the viewership is also from the back side of the tennis court, which is the most pleasant way to watch a match. I know you guys have seen those movies of people at Wimbledon going like this the whole time. You don't have to do that anymore. No. You can watch from the back side of the match, and and you get to watch players like Emma Staker kick some butt out there.
We really have a fantastic facility. You know, I haven't traveled all of the SEC, but do you like the renovations that have been done?
Sure. I'm super excited, especially for the new locker room and everything, getting to be in there for a couple months. And then I know it's going to be great for the fans as well. Just looking out there at the facility right now, it looks super great.
Coach, how do we feel about that all-important doubles point? How do you feel about your lineup there?
We're working on doubles.
Okay.
That's been our big project so far. And actually, we have a lot of really good doubles players. I think we just have to find the magic potion here. And that's been a challenge, I'll tell you, in all honesty. And the more of a challenge that is, we've gotten better at singles because we've had to offset that.
Right.
So if we pick up our doubles play, I think this program could do some serious damage. And we're going to make some changes this week. Maybe take a look at different pairings and things like that, so we can gain some momentum heading into our doubles, into our dual matches.
What's the key to finding what are you looking for in a perfect doubles pairing? Is it style of play? Is it personality? Everything? What is it?
Yeah, it's everything. But mostly you need to have somebody who's going to lead the energy, and then also somebody who's going to set up the net man. So you have to have that combination. You need to have somebody who's going to be able to really drive the energy and bring it no matter how they're doing on the doubles court, so that there's no lulls and highs out there. And then you need to have somebody who's going to be able to rip from the baseline pretty big and set up the person at the net to close and finish.
Yeah. This segment brought to you, by the way, by Taco Mayo. Big appetite, bigger savings. Download and save today. Emma, congratulations on a fantastic career with the Sooners. It's been fun to watch you, and let's just keep going. Let's just keep winning the matches. Thanks for being here tonight. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Emma Staker, stay with us. We're talking more women's tennis next here at Rudy's.
The Huddle is brought to you by Taco Mayo. Big appetite, bigger savings. Download and save today. Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today.
Welcome back, everybody. Hey, next hour, basketball. Porter Moser and Jenny Baranchek will be here. This segment brought to you by Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. We're talking more women's tennis now with Pittsburgh's own Ava Catanzarite is with us. I nailed it, I think,
yeah, you
right?
did.
Thanks for being here, Ava.
Of course.
Well-traveled. Pittsburgh to UCLA to Oklahoma. What brought you to Soonerland from out in La La Land?
Yeah, I mean, OU has a history of just like a really competitive, hardworking program. It's something that I really, really wanted to be a part of to enhance my game and reach my further goals in my career. So I thought OU would be a perfect fit.
You're a senior.
Yes.
This year. How's the season going for you? 7-2 record, I believe, so far. So you're doing great.
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, it's my last year, so I wanted to go out there and just have fun and enjoy it. And so far, it's been great. So I just want to keep going.
Go out, guns a-blazing.
Yeah.
Tell us about Ava.
Ava's, awesome. Her energy on court is contagious. I hope you all are able to come out and watch her play because she lights it up. And having that energy, I think she's able to really display that at Oklahoma. I think at UCLA it was a little bit trickier to kind of display that kind of just big energy, and we're really happy that she wanted to transfer to OU, and then obviously really happy we beat them at National Indoors.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Little
extra
icing on the
special?
cake.
Was
Yeah.
that fun?
Oh, yeah, it was a blast.
You let your expression show. when
Yeah,
you
a little
beat
bit.
UCLA for sure. We had a conversation about Permane Brothers, by the way, before you sat down. Big thumbs up, right?
Oh, big thumbs up.
Pittsburgh's
If you're
own.
from Pittsburgh, you don't like Permanes, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. Just you don't know how to do it right. That's for sure. Audrey didn't know what we were talking about, so you're gonna have to bring her a
Sorry.
sandwich.
Oh, for
sometime.
sure, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Okay, we were talking with Emma about the rest of the world. So we weren't kidding, folks. On Coach Cohen's team, we've got a young lady from Mexico, Italy, Australia, Romania, France, Thailand, Russia, Benin. Am I saying that right? Benin.
Yeah.
And, of course, Tulsa and Pittsburgh in there as well. So this is quite a roster, Coach, you have assembled. Just tell us about kind of the recruiting philosophy and how all this came together for you.
We recruit diversity, you see?
Yeah.
Like, it's obvious. Both in style of play, but also in country and background. But I think mostly we recruit people that want to get better. We're not a destination. We're not Florida, California. We don't have beaches in our backyard here. So everybody that comes to Oklahoma is really choosing Oklahoma to get better and to develop and making that choice consciously. And so that's a huge part of our recruiting philosophy is we don't want to compete with location. We want to compete with how good you want to become. And if you want to be great, this is the place where your coaches are going to work as hard as you are to get to achieve your goals. And I think Ava's a great example of that because, coming from a UCLA to Oklahoma and she's able to work really hard here and we're working really hard with her. And the full commitment from everybody here on this roster. So you'll see a roster of many different countries every year. Our sport is global. And so, the biggest factor in all of it is how good do you want to be?
On behalf of Lake Thunderbird, I would like an apology for that last statement about no beaches, because it's beautiful out there. But does this roster present any challenges, or I mean, I'm talking about like in the locker room and communicating and everything that comes with it.
Yeah.
It's a little different, right?
Yeah, we have an English-only rule. So if we do have two players that speak the same language, they have to speak in English. So this year we only have, I think, one. We have one pair of two French speakers. With Benin, Africa speaks French, and France speaks French, obviously. So, but they have to speak in English. That's a huge part of it. But also, I think that respect is a huge philosophy within our program. So respecting that your culture is very different than the player next to you's culture. And but the one thing I will say is that tennis players are really used to playing internationally.
Sure.
So even Ava, growing up in the United States, being from Pittsburgh, she's played international tournaments her whole career. So it's not foreign to them as much as it is to you all.
Right. Well, it is foreign to them, but it's not foreign to them. Yeah,
exactly.
I got it. Any interesting stories for you about culturally or everybody coming together as a team?
Yeah, I mean, I have learned so much. Like, I've learned a lot. Like, we did this one thing last year where we all cooked native foods from our country.
Oh.
And we all sat down and ate them, and we rated them. It was super fun. So, like, yeah, I mean, like, we all respect each other and we get along, but we've also learned a lot from each other, and I think that's, like, one of the really special things about this team.
Do you remember your favorite dish from a teammate?
So I love Mexican food. So shout out to my teammate Julia, because I think she made tacos, and they were so good. So yeah, definitely my favorite.
Good job, Julia. That's a good call. Missouri, Coach, coming up on Friday. Tell us about them, kind of the scouting report, and then what's important for you.
Yeah, I think Missouri, what's important is being confident and just going out there and owning who we are as a program. I think we would like to see a much more confident doubles point and really a true belief in what our doubles skills are. Because if you really look at our fall season, we're a great doubles program. Like, we had a lot of success. We had a bunch of teams in the quarters and beyond at regionals, and we've had a lot of success in doubles throughout this fall season. So taking that and remembering that and bringing that to our match on Friday and Sunday. And so the biggest factor, I think, for us is starting matches better and ending matches better. We did a really good job for the first 2 hours at Texas A&M and came up short after that. And so we're looking for an extension of that amount of time that we're playing at a high level and competing at a high level. And that's something we've been talking about. So sustaining our energy all the way until that last point is played, that's a huge goal as well.
Speaking of Missouri coming up on Friday, let's take a look at the upcoming schedule brought to you by the Trails Golf Club in Norman, where you'll experience everything you love about golf and more. Friday, Mizzou. Sunday, Vanderbilt will be in town. Then you got Kentucky and Tennessee in the future as well. How good's Vandy?
Vandy's pretty good. They have a pretty good number one who's been top in the country, and they haven't been as challenged as we have early here. I think they might be 9-1 or something like that, but they haven't played the same schedule that we've played with going to national indoors and the really tough competition that we've had. So, but they're definitely good. We saw them a little bit at the Miami Invite in January, and I think they've gotten a little better since then, but so have we. So, I think it's going to be a big challenge. It'll be a close match, but we need to just bring our confidence and our energy, because that's really where we're better than a lot of teams.
SEC women's tennis compared to Big 12?
Deeper, longer, tougher because it's longer and deeper. But I would say, it depended on the year a little bit more in the Big 12. We had in 2022, for example, we had a bunch of teams within the top 16, but then 2023 we had a big fall, like kind of fewer teams in that top range. So I would say more consistently deep is what the SEC is, and we've gotten kind of like no hate here, but we didn't get the best schedule from the SEC this year.
Right.
So it's a bit frustrating because we're playing on the road against the top teams, but at the same time that makes you tougher and it makes you stronger, and we just have to focus on getting better as the season continues, because it's a long season, longer than the Big 12.
Yeah, your hope is there that it toughens you, it calluses you, so that when postseason rolls around, you're a better team. It's only 3 matches in, but have you enjoyed the new conference so far?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's definitely been really tough, but it's kind of what college tennis is all about. A lot of fans, high-energy matches, long, tough matches. It's tough, but, yeah, I mean, it's what makes college tennis, and it's been, a great experience so far.
Ava, what do you consider the strength of your game?
Wow. I would say probably my energy. I'm on court. I'm extremely loud. I could be really annoying, but yeah. And then my ability to just stay there. I'll stay in a 4-hour match if I need to. I'll make as many balls as I need to. Get everything back.
You're one of those. Everything's coming back.
So annoying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say that's definitely the biggest strength of my game. Yeah.
What would you say is the strength of your team, Coach?
Of our team is we all play a little different than each other. So I would say of the team, though, is what Ava said, our competitive energy. And that's become a standard for us at Oklahoma. That's what everybody's expecting when they play against us. They know we're going to have the absolute most energetic sideline out there, and everybody's going to be really cohesive with our different cheers that we have amongst each other. But we're a very team over self program, and that's special. But I want to add to Ava here. She's lefty and a really good athlete. So, I mean, she could do a backflip. I don't know how many. I haven't coached that many tennis players that can do a backflip, truly. So she sells herself short by saying she's just got energy. She's got it all. She can play offense, defense, everything.
Is that how you celebrate a victory? Or you backflip after a win?
Yeah, for sure. No.
For sure. No, you're too
I
tired.
probably should.
Been out there for 2 hours, so there's no energy for that. Well, good luck against Mizzou. Good luck against Vandy. Good luck the rest of the year. Ava, great to meet you.
Yes,
Coach Cohen, great to see you again.
Thank you.
Audra Cohen, Ava Catanzarite. Stay with us. We'll wrap it up next.
Thank you to our Cornerstone Television partners, OU Health, OG&E, Fowler Auto Group, and Coca-Cola.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This final segment of the Huddle brought to you by Didier Ranch. Didier Ranch, tradition tastes better. That was fun. I hope you enjoyed our conversations with Coach Thomas and the track and field team, Coach Cohen with women's tennis. I highly encourage you, especially when the John Jacob Invitational comes around for track and field in April, make your way out, check out some of the best athletes on campus and really in America with the track and field team. And then tennis at home. Finally, they're at home this weekend. Friday against Missouri and Sunday against Vanderbilt, the renovated Headington Family Tennis Center. It is a lot of fun to watch college tennis in person. Stay with us. When we come back from this top of the hour break, we're talking basketball. Porter Moser, Duke Miles, Kobe Elvis are all going to be with us in the first half hour of Sooner Sports Talk. We'll be right back. Boomer Sooner, everybody.
The OU Huddle has been brought to you by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, bringing you the best in real Texas barbecue. Walden Cleaners and Laundry, where the difference is quality. And by Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Sooner Sports Network.